I am Ferdinand Marcos, and I am the President of the Republic of the Philippines. I stand today on behalf of 110 million Filipinos.
Salamat, Madam Chair, and maayong hapon sa liwat, Madam VP. Secretary also. Secretary, Madam Chair, the DepEd has been allocated, following the line of questioning of the Minority Leader, has been allocated confidential funds amounting to 150 million pesos. The present-day Department of Education was eventually mandated through Republic Act 9155, otherwise known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, which establishes the mandate of this agency. So ano pong mga provision nitong RA number 9155 ang nag-authorize ng intelligence collection efforts ng DepEd, Madam Chair?
Yes, in gist, the mandate of the Department of Education is to provide accessible, equitable, and quality basic education, which necessarily includes a safe and enabling learning environment for learners, and safe space for teaching and non-teaching personnel of the Department of Education inside our schools.
So dito po sa providing accessible and the other adjectives of the kind of quality education at saka yung creating the safe environment, dito hinuhugot ng DepEd yung mandate even for intelligence collection efforts, Madam Chair?
Yes, we want to provide a safe and enabling learning environment primarily to our learners, but of course as safe spaces as well for our teaching and non-teaching personnel of the Department of Education. As cited earlier, we have data of the recruitment of minors in insurgency, in violent extremism. We have data on gangsterism in our schools. We are currently working with another government agency with regard to employees' email accounts, DepEd employees' email accounts that are involved in child pornography, and among others, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. I-follow up ko yung puntong iyon about recruitment. But before that, earlier, Madam Secretary, we asked some questions about the confidential funds of the OVP. Similarly, aling mga mandates ng DepEd yung masusuportahan nung aforementioned allocation ng confidential funds?
Your Honor, again, it's providing a safe and enabling learning environment for our learners and safe spaces for teaching and non-teaching Department of Education personnel.
Salamat, Madam Secretary. But again, similar sa isang observation ko sa hearing natin kanina on the OVP budget, may mga secondary mandates or not even mandates, requirements para sa operations, whether ng isang office o ng isang department, that are more properly generated and provided by other more qualified, dun sa aspetong iyon, more qualified na ahensya ng gobyerno. Under that principle of complementarity of operations ng napakaraming departments at offices at agencies sa ating gobyerno. In any case, Madam Secretary, in general terms, sa aling mga subjects o sa aling mga entities magfo-focus ang DepEd sa kanyang surveillance o intelligence gathering efforts, at anong intelligence tungkol sa mga subjects na ito ang i-require ng DepEd?
Sa bigat ng trabaho, dapat matatag ang puso. Mag-Centrum Advance. May over 25 protective nutrients like lycopene. Tulong para protected ang heart at buong katawan. Centrum Advance.
Your Honor, this will be directed in the anti-insurgency, in the anti-terrorism and violent extremism, with regard to pornography, child pornography, drugs cases, criminality, and gangsterism. as well as other sexual exploitation complaints and reports.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. So dito, makakabalik nga ako dun sa una niyong binanggit tungkol sa recruitment. So kung ganito po yung mga sinasabing magiging subject ng surveillance or intelligence gathering, anong magdi-distinguish sa efforts ng DepEd in this regard dun sa mga ginagawa na ng AFP, PNP, NICA, NTF-ELCAC, at yung iba nating mga security agencies?
Yes, we have a different mandate from the other government agencies. Basically, theirs is very broad. Department of Education is very specific. We target our learners, our teaching and non-teaching DepEd personnel.
Madam Sec, I appreciate yung pagdi-distinguish nyo sa mandates, but on the contrary, I would say, dahil DepEd budget ang pinag-uusapan natin yun, sa usapin ng edukasyon, ang may broad mandate ay yung DepEd. At yung may specific, mamaya itatanong ko nga kasi specialized or niche mandate, ay yung mga security agency. So yes, different mandates, pero yung may broad mandate sa edukasyon in general would be DepEd, and yung specific would be those security agencies. And tinatanong ko po ito because it seems na yung pag-generate ng useful intelligence ay napaka-specialized, even niche na professional activity. At para makuha itong useful intelligence, kailangan may kahit papanong control mula dun sa end user or users as to anong intelligence yung kinakailangan. Tapos yung information, kailangan kolektahin nga sa iba't ibang sources.
Reject yan si Madam sa recruitment.
Kailangan i-analyze. Tapos gagawin siya into yung intelligence.
Ibig sabihin guys, allergy yan si Madam sa
dun
recruitment.
sa end user. Tulad ng in this case, DepEd. End user. Hindi yung generator, pero yung end user. So the cycle can begin again. At kaya nga, nabanggit ko rin kanina umaga, kaya nga this process commonly referred to siya as the intelligence cycle. So in what ways po itong mga requirements, itong mga steps sa intelligence cycle, in what ways ito ma-share o maka-coordinate, halimbawa kahit sa OVP, as well as ma-share o maka-coordinate dun ulit sa NICA, sa PNP, sa AFP, sa NTF-ELCAC, para ma-reduce yung duplication of efforts?
Yes. Your Honor, I did not say broad mandate in education. I said broad mandate in their specific function of surveillance. The other government agencies, particularly PDEA, PNP, AFP, they have a very broad mandate. They do not focus on basic education, the learners, and the teaching and non-teaching personnel of the Department of Education. On the other hand, the Department of Education, we are there. We are present. We are there, hand in hand with the learners and our teaching and non-teaching personnel. We are very specific in our surveillance that we only conduct it in our schools. And of course, if the illegal activity involves learners of our schools or teachers of our schools, but it happens outside of the school. As to your other question, Your Honor, with regard to the processing of intelligence information, you are correct. This is precisely the reason why we hired security consultants in the Department of Education, wherein our field operations directly coordinate with our two security consultants, and these two security consultants liaise with the Philippine National Police and the Armed Forces of the Philippines and other law enforcement agencies with regard to actionable intelligence information.
Salamat, Madam Secretary. So I stand corrected. Ang sinabi ng Good Secretary ay yung may broad mandate dito sa surveillance, etc., ay yung mga intelligence and securities agencies. Pero sinasabi nyo pa rin na may specific mandate kahit sa intelligence at surveillance na yon, yung DepEd. So, even as I stand corrected, I would still aver na in terms of the intelligence collection and collation, analysis, and turning into useful intelligence, I would even say na even that, kahit sa context ng educational sector or system na pinamumunuan ng DepEd, still remains with the intelligence and security agencies. Dahil kahit sa paghawak at paggamit, kaninang umaga sinabi ng Good Secretary, Vice President na yung VP SPG nag-a-adjust depende sa intelligence and gumagawa ng rekomendasyon sa OVP. In the same way, I would still aver na if we leave intelligence to the experts, kahit sa loob ng DepEd, nananatili siyang intelligence user. Pero yung nag-generate ng intel is still yung mga intel agencies natin. And lalo na po, when yung sinasabi ng Good Secretary na activities or groups na sinosurveil are doing their activities outside the schools. So lalo nang outside the physical spaces ng education system, lalo nang ang whether broad or specific mandate ay nananatiling yung mayroon talagang intel mandate sa ating bansa, sa ating gobyerno. At ito yung mga intelligence agencies and not DepEd itself, except as an intelligence user sa tail end ng intelligence cycle. Madam Chair, Madam Secretary.
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor. Yes, you can aver, and we take note of your assertion, Madam, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, Madam Chair. Moving on to some general questions tungkol sa enrollment rate. While the department is pushing for the improvement of quality of education, it's concerning that we are failing to reach the 100% enrollment rate of the 28.8 million school-age population, one of DepEd's most fundamental goals. Hindi po ba ito yung first test of education leadership? Makakapasok lahat, walang batang maiiwan tulad sa video kanina. So kung ganun pa rin, anong strategies ang pinaplano ng DepEd para ma-implementa yung prevention ng bilang na ito from dropping further? Madam Chair.
Yes, Yusuf POA will answer the question.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, as to the enrollment rate, if I may just start with baka po kasi misleading rin yung current number of enrollees natin sa ngayon. Last year po kasi 28.4 tayo. Of course, we're also targeting to be within that range, no, for this year. Today, if I'm not mistaken, nasa 25.2 million po yung enrollees natin. But we feel or we are of the position that this might just be a timing difference. Kasi po, karamihan po sa atin, mahilig sa last day, kumbaga, hindi pa nag-enroll. At ang nangyayari, pag pumapasok na po yung bata sa school, doon lang nako-confirm yung enrollment po nila. And it takes time for the schools to encode and transmit to the central office. So we are observing for another week or two just to see po kung ano ang datos natin. But we usually, ang last day po ng enrollment natin for late enrollees are within the month of September. But we will hopefully, Your Honors, even before the plenary, we can at least give you an updated report on what is indicatively our enrollment for this year. Secondly, doon naman po sa overall efforts, as you know, school-based feeding program is actually one of the ways na hindi napapansin, pero ito yung ways to prevent yung ating mga dropouts. Kasi maraming nagda-drop out dahil kailangan magtrabaho, walang makain, no? So, yung pag binibigyan natin ng pagkain yung bata, it also helps encourage the families na i-enroll yung mga bata. It also improves not only academic performance, but improves enrollment rates. Another would be yung ALS natin, yung Alternative Learning System. Ang ginagawa naman po dyan, basta yung age-appropriate pa na ALS learner, once mapasok po siya sa ALS, ni-encourage natin mabalik sa formal schooling system. So these are the two programs. Of course, we will not stop there. We are still monitoring kung ano ba talaga yung mga reasons sa mga dropouts natin at unti-unti tayong magko-cultivate ng mga programs targeted towards that, Your Honor. Thank you po.
Thank you rin, Yusek. I have a couple of questions also about the school-based feeding program sa patapos ng interpellation ko sa budget ng department. Moving on to the blended learning program, Madam Chair, during the 2024 DepEd budget deliberation at the House of Representatives, you stated that DepEd is pursuing another track to improve basic education, that the department wants to institutionalize the blended learning program, and are eyeing to leverage technology in pursuit of this plan. So, kung ganon, with that pronouncement in mind, pwede po bang malaman yung rationale sa likod ng 2.45 billion peso decrease sa computerization program budget? Kasi kung naghahanap po tayo ng heavier dependence and reliance sa ICT para i-improve yung delivery of basic education, bakit hindi ito nagtutugma sa trend ng budget allocation at tila may dissonance sa pagitan ng pronouncements at saka budget allocation, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair, Your Honor, Yusek Powa will answer the question.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Your Honor. Dun po sa tanong kung bakit bumaba pa yung computerization program budget natin, it's because actually mataas po yung initial proposal niya. No? Pero this year, we still have yung ating 2022 continuing funds na hindi pa po nagamit kasi hindi na po tayo bumili ng karagdagang laptops last year. So this year po, ang binibili natin ay mga tinatawag na e-learning cards, yung pong may laman na 46 units ng laptop for each card. At yun po ay nasimulan lang natin this year. In fact, this year's budget, if I'm not mistaken, is around 16 billion just for DCP. So minarapat po namin na 8 billion po muna yung i-propose natin just to ensure na ma-utilize muna natin lahat ng budget natin this year kasi kahit po yung 2023 may tendency na maging continuing fund siya for next year. But of course, best efforts is ma-procure po natin, ma-obligate at ma-disperse lahat ng DCP funds natin this year. And then 8 billion for next year, which we feel will be sufficient. And then from there, we will again strategize, see if there is a need for more budget based on our absorptive capacity to also procure these items. And we will propose accordingly during the next budget cycle, Your Honor.
Pero Yusek, kung i-combine yung continuing funds nyo 2022, tapos yung 8B, sasapat na yon para i-cover yung gastos nyo dapat sa computerization program sa susunod na taon, 2024?
At to be honest, hindi pa po natin mako-cover talaga lahat ng schools, Your Honor. But since ngayon namin i-roll out itong e-learning card, sa totoo lang, it's really more of an exercise of fiscal responsibility. Gusto nating makita muna kung talagang ano ba yung timeline pag-procure. And then we were, to be honest, a bit conservative with the 8 billion for next year. But based on our performance in terms of budget utilization dyan sa DC program this year and next year, we will propose an appropriate budget, Your Honor, going forward.
At pag sinabi nyo, Yusek, na mas gusto nyo makita muna, so may pag nagro-roll out but on a trial basis, not exactly pilot, may pagka-pilot po ba yung computerization program as of next year? And kung ganon, anong percentage ng mga eskwelahan sa basic education level ang tina-target ng department ma-cover na?
Thank you. We can say that in a way, Your Honor, because yung, diba dati pong binibili natin laptops for teachers, no? Even laptops for non-teaching personnel. Ngayon lang talaga magpo-full-blown tayo sa e-learning cards. Although there were schools, I understand from the previous years na nabigyan ng e-learning cards as a test, ngayon po lang tayo yung, kumbaga ito na yung direction natin na mag-e-learning cards tayo. For the specific numbers, if I may just pass you on to the USEC for admin who will have the base, kasi siya po yung USEC for IT also, he will have at least the deliverables in terms of the e-learning cards, Your Honor.
Thank you, Yusek. Madam Chair, kung maaari yung isang Yusek.
Sige, go ahead.
Yes, Sec. Mempi.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your Honor, actually, Your Honor, for 2022, we have actually, for 22 and 23, we have 6,416 e-learning cards, consists of 136 laptops. Then, actually, aside from the e-learning card for the high school, we are giving also smart TV packages for our elementary schools. It consists of 2,985 smart TV packages, consists of 14,925 smart TV. Also, for 22 and 2023, we are also giving 60,110 laptops for teachers and 10,719 laptops for the non-teaching, because the Department of Education downloaded some of the ancillary tasks from our teachers to the admin officer and PDO personnel. So that's for the 2022 and 2023 budget, and for 2024 net, or our proposed budget, we are targeting to provide 1,410 e-learning card, consists of 64,860 laptops, and also 5,818 smart TV packages, with 34,500 laptops for teachers and 4,001 laptop for non-teaching personnel. Actually, ma'am, if we will be asked how long we will be able to have a 1:1 ratio for up to 2028, we actually need 181 billion to have enough laptops for our learner, teachers, and non-teaching personnel. But we have also to factor in the life of the laptops or IT, which is average 5 years, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Sec.